For decades, Japan stood as a dominant giant in the global automotive industry. Brands such as Nissan, Honda, and Toyota became symbols of unmatched technological excellence and quality, dominating roads from Asia to America. However, as is often the case, nothing lasts forever. Time has eroded Japan's dominance. Shaken by the rapid rise of China, which has now emerged as the new powerhouse in the global automotive industry. Before discussing the downfall of Japan's dominance, it's important to understand how the country first achieved its golden era. After World War II, Japan was left in tragic ruins. Yet, it managed to rise from the ashes with an unparalleled spirit of innovation, determined to revive its devastated economy. Under Prime Minister Shigeru Yoshida, Japan implemented what became known as the Yoshida Doctrine, which focused on economic development through industrial and trade growth, while delegating military affairs to the United States. The Japanese government also established a Ministry of International Trade and Industry, MITI, which played a crucial role in designing and implementing industrial policies, including providing incentives to the automotive sector. In a nation struggling to rebuild, Japan realized it needed to develop a high-quality workforce. Massive investments were made in education, especially in science and technology. As a result, Japan cultivated a skilled labor force that would drive innovation across industries. During the 1960s and 1970s, Japanese car manufacturers introduced fuel-efficient vehicles that met the growing global demand for affordable mobility. Companies like Toyota, which was originally founded in the 1930s to manufacture military trucks, shifted their focus to passenger cars in the 1950s. Toyota also introduced the Toyota Production System, a revolutionary method that emphasized waste reduction and quality improvement. This shift coincided with the 1973 oil crisis, during which Japan's fuel-efficient cars became international favorites. By the 1980s, Japan had successfully established itself as the world's largest automobile producer, surpassing the United States in production volume and exports. Throughout the 1990s and 2000s, Japan continued to innovate with advanced technologies, such as hybrid engines, highlighted by the Toyota Prius, the world's first mass-produced hybrid car. Japanese automakers like Honda, Mazda, and Suzuki expanded into Europe and emerging Asian markets. Japan soon dominated the Asian car market, holding over 80% market share in countries like Indonesia, Thailand, and the Philippines. In the U.S., Japanese vehicles accounted for over 30% of new car sales, with Toyota, Honda, and Nissan as leading brands. Japanese cars were known for their reliability, low maintenance costs, and high resale values. Models like the Toyota Camry and Honda Accord were bestsellers in the U.S., while in Southeast Asia, vehicles like the Toyota Avanza and Honda CR-V led the market. Japan's peak came in 2022, when the country produced more than 9 million vehicles, making it one of the world's top 3 auto manufacturers. It exported approximately 3 million of these, mainly to the US, Europe, and Southeast Asia. The automotive industry contributed over 18% of Japan's total exports, valued at more than $100 billion annually. At this point, Japan's dominance seemed unshakable, supported by superior products and a mature ecosystem that appeared impossible to disrupt, unless challenged by a rival with brilliant systems and strategy. Yet, behind Japan's success, China was quietly preparing a major strategy to seize control of the global automotive market. With strong government backing, China's automotive industry underwent a radical transformation. In the 1980s, when Japan had already become the world's largest car producer, China's automotive sector was still in its infancy, with limited production capacity and outdated technology. However, China welcomed foreign investment and focused on enhancing its domestic capabilities. By the 2000s, China experienced rapid economic growth, which boosted consumer purchasing power and demand for vehicles. In 2009, China overtook the U.S. as the world's largest car market, selling 13.6 million passenger vehicles. In the 2010s, China faced growing issues such as air pollution and heavy reliance on oil imports. Recognizing these as future threats, China pivoted toward developing new energy vehicles and EVs, including electric vehicles, EVs. Backed by government subsidies and incentives, China committed fully to advancing this sector. The results were astonishing. China became the world's largest EV market, with sales reaching 331,000 units. Thanks to lower labor and raw material costs, combined with massive production capacity, China could manufacture vehicles more cheaply than Japan, translating into significantly lower retail prices. Chinese automakers tended to operate with lower profit margins to gain market share, whereas Japanese manufacturers price higher to maintain brand image and quality perception. For instance, in the SUV segment, the Japanese Toyota Yaris Cross is priced around $23,000, while the Chinese Chery Moto 5 starts at just $13,400, a stark contrast reflecting vastly different pricing strategies. Manufacturers like BYD and Geely use economies of scale to offer high-quality vehicles at more affordable prices. But make no mistake, these are not cheap, low-grade products. While early Chinese cars were criticized for poor design and quality, that is no longer the case. Chinese automakers have partnered with international designers and upgraded production standards. They've invested heavily in research and development to enhance vehicle features and build quality. China also leads in battery innovation, particularly in lithium-ion technology, which is now more efficient and long-lasting. Chinese vehicles now boast advanced infotainment systems, safety features, and energy-saving technologies that appeal to global consumers. Today, Chinese EVs often have longer driving ranges and shorter charging times than many Japanese rivals, while offering more modern features. China's strategy is not limited to domestic markets. It aggressively targets Europe, Southeast Asia, and even the United States. Global climate initiatives like the Paris Agreement have pushed many countries to reduce carbon emissions, making the transition to electric vehicles a key priority. The European Union, for instance, aims to ban the sale of internal combustion engine cars by 2035. This shift has become a golden opportunity for China and a major blow to Japan. Comfortable with its dominance, Japan was slow to react. Its continued focus on hybrid technology caused it to fall behind in the race for fully electric vehicles. Although Japanese automakers are now investing in EV technology, the momentum has already shifted. In 2022, China exported 4.91 million vehicles, surpassing Japan's 4.42 million. BYD reported record-breaking sales in 2023, selling 3,244,417 units, an increase of 61.9% from the previous year. Interestingly, Chinese automakers like BYD have even entered the Japanese market. In the first half of 2024, BYD sold 1,084 units in Japan, a significant milestone reflecting China's rising global market share. China's automotive rise is more than just a business story. For many, it's seen as historical revenge, China reclaiming dominance from a country that once conquered it during World War II. Now, Japan finds itself overshadowed by China's resurgence. Toyota, the symbol of Japanese automotive might, admitted its delay in EV development. In 2021, Toyota CEO declared that a full transition to electric vehicles was too hasty, a statement that has since backfired. Although Japan is now accelerating investment in EVs, including solid-state battery development, it's clear that the momentum has shifted. And with that, China's revenge is complete, as the world watches a new chapter unfold in the global economic competition.